bonjour. Voici vidéo 5E, l'impératif des verbes réfléchis. This is part 1. There will be a part 2 as well because today we're covering 2 different sections in the textbook. But they're both short, so they won't take very long. That's why we combined them into one day. We're talking still about the imperative and what happens when we have reflexive verbs and the imperative. So here's an example of a reflexive verb. Tu te lèves, you get up, you get yourself up. Let's make that negative. We just did these the other day, right? Tu ne te lèves pas. You don't get up. So let's make a negative command out of these. Don't get up. To do that, we're going to drop the tu. Ne, te. This is a regular ER, so we have to lose the S. Ne te lèves pas. Don't get up. Can you guess what's going to happen in the affirmative? I'm going to put it up here when I erase it, give you more space. We already know that te has to change into toi if we're going to change the position. That's exactly what's going to happen. We've got lève, no S, lève-toi. Get yourself up, get up. Okay? Nice and easy. So, on these, if you've got a me, it becomes moi in the affirmative. If you've got a te, it becomes toi. Otherwise, you just leave the same pronoun in there. So let's look at an example with vous. And with vous we have, let me find my notes. With vous we have, vous vous rasez. You shave. Vous vous rasez. Negative, you don't shave. Vous ne vous rasez pas. Oui? What's the negative command? Don't shave. Just we're going to get rid of that subject pronoun. We don't need it. Ne vous rasez pas. Don't shave yourself, literally. Don't shave yourself. Don't let this throw you. It's not a subject. It's this pronoun. You've dropped the subject. You can tell that because of the positioning of the ne pas. This can't be the subject inside the ne pas. The subject never goes inside the ne pas, right? The ne pas is a ne pas sandwich with a verb, never a subject. If this is in here, it's not the subject, it's your object pronoun. In this case, your reflexive pronoun. Okay? So let's look at what happens when we're going to put it into the affirmative command and say shave. Shave yourself, I guess. Shave yourself. Raser. And the vous is just going to switch positions, but it's not going to change form. Rasez-vous. And again, this isn't a question. It might look like it is with inversion, but it's not because this verb is a reflexive verb. We're missing the subject. This is the object. It's the reflexive pronoun. Okay, let's try an exercise together. Exercice P. Pauvre maman. Xavier est très paresseux le matin. Il faut que sa mère le pousse jusqu'au bout. Vous êtes sa mère, donnez-lui des ordres. So Xavier is very lazy this morning, or in the morning. It's necessary for his mother to push him just to the very end, to push him all the way to do things. You're the mother, so give him some orders. We have se réveiller, and we want to tell him, réveille-toi. Réveille-toi, get up. Get up, Xavier. All right, how about se lever? Se lever. I'm going to drop the S. Lève-toi. Get up. How about se raser? Shave, Xavier. Rase. No S again. Rase-toi. Shave. Se doucher. Get your shower. Douche-toi. Get yourself a shower. Take a shower. Se brosser les dents. Brosse-toi les dents. 5. S'habiller, get dressed. Habille-toi, get yourself dressed. Se peigner, comb your hair. Dépeigne-toi. These are all regular ER verbs, so every one of them is going to drop the S in this to form. And how about se rappeler l'heure? Se rappeler is our verb to remind oneself or to remember. So remember the time, be aware of the time. Rappelle-toi, this is going to conjugate like s'appeler, the verb s'appeler. Rappelle-toi l'heure, remember the time. And the last one, se dépêcher, hurry. Dépêche, accents, no S. Dépêche-toi, hurry. Dépêche-toi. Okay, second part of today's lesson is with multiple object pronouns. And we saw that with our regular forms of sentences. I told you guys that a million times. Metenez-vous devant le laler, devant lui l'heure, devant I, devant on. Right? Well, if we have negative commands with more than one pronoun, nothing changes from what I told you. The order remains the same. But if you look at page 79, I'm going to try to hold up the book for you. I don't know if it's in focus or not. See, this box here is going to explain to you the word order in a positive command. The word order of the pronouns in the sentence is different. So you've got le, la, les first, then me, te, nous and vous, and lui and leur. So that's really different right there. But I and on is the same. So in an affirmative command, this is the order that you have to follow. It's a little bit tricky, but you don't use these all that often either. And if it's really confusing to you, you certainly don't have to use them when you're speaking to someone. You can leave one pronoun in and just repeat the nouns in the sentences. But we are going to practice these. Let's look at the example that they gave you on the bottom, underneath the chart. Est-ce que je dois donner la carte à Madame Chiron? Am I going to give the card to Madame Chiron? And I'm going to say, oui, donne-la lui. Give it, that's la carte, and lui is à Madame Chiron. Yes, give it to her. But what if we want to say, don't give it to her? Then, like I said, we're going to follow that original word order, right? Metenez-vous devant le laler, devant lui l'heure. So, ne, was it la carte? La, lui, donne, pas. Okay? So in front of the verb, this is the order. When the verb changes, then that order is changed, although you might not think of it that way. However you want to look at it to make it make sense to you. Okay? Just be aware of that box. You need to follow that box. All right, let's do an exercise with this one. Exercice R à la page 80. Exercice R à la page 80. Exercice R, give affirmative commands with multiple object pronouns. Modèle, voulez-vous des bonbons? And we're going to use the verb donner. So we're going to say, give us some. The question is, do you want some bonbons? So we're answering, yes, give us some. Give us some. So we have donner, nous en, s'il vous plaît. Okay, let's give these a try. There's only 5, but we're going to do them in the negative as well. Veux-tu voir ces photos? And we want to say montrer. Do you want to see these photos? And I'm going to answer, yes, show them to me. Show them to me. Okay, so first we want our verb, montre, no S. What comes first, the them or the me? Look back to your box. Les comes first. Montre, les. And if I have mo at the end, it has to be moi, right? Show them to me. That's more like our English word order. What if I don't want you to show them to me? Ne, I have to put the order back. Me les montre pas. Okay? I'm going fast, so pause this and take the time to write these out. But it's just a question of putting the pieces of the puzzle back in the right order, whether you're doing an affirmative or a negative. Okay, so just go through it very methodically, step by step. Numéro 2. Je peux offrir des bonbons aux enfants. I can offer some candy to the children. And we're going to say offer them some. Offer them some. So step 1 is to decide what you're going to replace. Des bonbons would be en, and aux enfants would be leur. We have the verb offrir, so we need to start with that. Offre. Look that up if you don't know how to conjugate that one. It's not a regular IR verb. So offre, leur comes first, and then en. Offer them some. That matches the English word order again. How about don't offer them some? We have to put everything back in order of the way it used to be. Ne leur en offre pas. Don't offer them some. Okay? I'm going to try to squeeze another one down here. Hopefully we can make it. Numéro 3. Veux-tu que j'arrange tes livres sur l'étagère? Do you want me to arrange the books? Oops, I'm on the wrong number. Sorry, go back up to 3 on R. Papa désire lire le journal. Papa wants to read the paper. And so we're going to say give it to him. Give it to him. So we want to him, lui, and it is le journal, so that's le. We want the verb donner. Okay, so we say donne. And then we want le, and then lui. Give it to him. Donne-le lui. Okay, negative. Start with ne. Got to put these back in the normal order that we've seen before. I shouldn't say normal order because this is the normal order for a command form. We just want the previous order for a standard sentence. Ne le lui donne pas. Don't give it to him. Okay? See if I can go back to the right one now. Numéro 4. Voulez-vous que je vous parle de mon dernier voyage? Do you want me to talk about my last trip? I can't erase and read out of the book at the same time, so give me a second to get all this off. Merci. Do you want me to talk about my last trip? And then I'm saying parler, so yeah, talk to me about it. That's how I would answer, right? Talk to me about it. But we're using the vous form here, so obviously we're being formal. We're going to keep the vous form. So we need parler in the vous form. And then what are we replacing? Well, I've got a je vous parle, so I need talk to me. And then about it, right? De mon dernier voyage has to be, sorry, dernier voyage has to be en. So parler. Mon. If you wrote moi and en, that means that you didn't read the book. Because I forgot to tell you about this. When you've got en, then moi goes back to me. Because they don't like moi en. That's two vowels together, isn't it? So you've got to go back to me, mon, parlez-moi. Speak to me about them. Negative, ne m'en parlez pas. Did you get that one? I hope so. Numéro 5, last one. Je voudrais donner des fleurs à ma mère pour la fête des mères. I would like to give some flowers to my mother for Mother's Day. And then we're going to say give her some. Give her some. So we need give. And then we need her and some. What order does that go in? À ma mère, Louis goes first. And then some of the flowers. Des fleurs, un. Donne-lui un. Okay? Donne-lui un. Give some to her. Then in the negative, ne lui en donne pas. Okay, and that concludes this exercise, so that also includes this video. Au revoir.